Hi, everyone. I'm HRJ, the world's first HR virtual influencer. I'm here with Kim Cottage, an experienced HR professional whose work spans leadership, learning, and talent development. Kim, thank you for joining me today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
You've been involved with the Philanthropy Network of New York. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, the Philanthropy Network of New York really came from the Society of Human Resource Management. So, being the foundation chair for over a decade has really, we have the pulse on HR professionals and what their employees are looking for. So, after COVID, especially, is we needed to gather, we needed to do good work. So, through the Philanthropy Network of New York, we do different missions each month based on a non for profit, all companies coming together. It's good for recruiting purposes, retention, building a positive work culture, big employee engagement. And we've heard it that we needed this. We needed to recharge, we needed to reboost. So we did it through the Philanthropy Network of New York.
That's really great, Kim. And it sounds like these are all good causes.
Yeah. And what we try to do is because you have to realize everyone that's a member, we have 25 clients right now. But everyone has to work, right? We have to go work. So all our experiences are no more than 2.5 hours. But what you get out of it in that short time, the HR professionals in the company are not planning, are not executing, are not getting waivers signed. It's a very robust system. So if you go on the website, www.pnnewyork.com, you'll see all the clients. And all you do is you click and you play. So you look, maybe what's important to you is veterans. Maybe it's the elders. Maybe it's the environment. Maybe it's disabilities. So you choose, the employees choose that event and they just show up.
You make it sound so easy.
And if you go to any, these are not something that you could Google and go to. My partner, Liz, is the executive director of SHRM. And we do this together and we create experiences. So the not-for-profits are banging down our door now because it's free for them. It's awareness. But in the beginning, like we visit the not-for-profit, how can we get an experience that you understand what the not-for-profit's doing? You get your hands dirty a little bit. You leave the day, you think you're helping somebody else, but you're really feeling good about yourself.
Besides being valuable for the community, I can only imagine this is good for the organization's reputation as well.
So when you're looking for a job, right? So they're checking you out. Just say you happen to get a bad Glassdoor review. You cannot get those Glassdoor reviews off. So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to have positive because someone that's angry is leaving the Glassdoor review. Or if you go on LinkedIn under Philanthropy Network of New York, you'll see all the positive work we do. Every company is tagged. So when you are looking for a place that you want to work, you'll see them all over doing amazing things. Two of my clients, Kendrion Biofarm being one of them, talks about she's very interviews. She's a recruiter, and she says that every young professional, she would say 9 out of 10 ask, "What do you do for corporate responsibility?" So then she just whips out the sheet. You choose. So that's and then family of kids is another one that they really feel it retains their talent really feels. Uncle Giuseppe's one day had a bunch of young professionals having a really bad day. First time they ever got scolded, she gives me a call. She's the VP. She's like, "Oh, watch out. They're coming." She goes, the next day they had pep in their step and they forgot of what happened and were grateful for the opportunities that we provided for them.
You're also active with the SHRM Long Island chapter. I've heard so many great things about this group. What's your role there?
So I have been the foundation chair for about 12 years, and then I help out in other capacities. So why the foundation is something that's really important to me because we have to educate, we have to stay current. So I like during the SHRM conference that's going to be this Friday, I have Foundation Row. So what Foundation Row is vendors that are going to sell things. Part of the proceeds will go back to the foundation, and that will help award scholarships for certification for our chapter. Okay. Because if you're not keeping up on the latest and greatest, then we're not being fair to ourselves. So that, and then I would do a lot with like membership as well. And not saying that I would run membership, but you see that person that's at that first meeting, they don't know anybody. So let's engage them. Let's give them a buddy because then you have your family. And Long Island is a big family. If anyone comes to me and says, "Oh, I have a question," well, I'll know of a company they can ask and get the information. People like to share their knowledge. So I feel like that I'm just that 411. Let's call Kim and see who she can connect me with because I'm sure someone had that issue. But mostly I raise the money for the scholarships. What happens is we have a hotline. The individuals will call me. I'll go over the questions and we'll be announcing a winner on Friday.
Interesting. Tell us more about this SHRM conference.
So it's our annual conference. There'll be about 600 people, 45 vendors, and you will walk away with 13 credits, which is a lot. Plus, some are recorded, so you can even get more credits. It's just a day of networking, hearing from others, visiting the vendors, but being able to keep your certification as well.
Corporate responsibility has become a bigger focus for many organizations. From your perspective, how can strong commitments to social and corporate responsibility help HR professionals attract top talent and improve retention?
Look, I'm going to piggyback a minute for that. So nowadays, when companies are filling out bids or winning awards, if you don't have a robust social responsibility program, you're not winning the bids and you're not getting the awards. Someone I knew lost an award because someone had more social responsibility. So it's something like you have to take, in mind. Employee engagement, I think, is the most important because what is the price of hiring somebody new? A lot, right? So not only the Philanthropy Network of New York offers like the 14 types, and everyone's saying, we do a walk, we do a clothes drive, and that's all great. And they want to continue to do that. But in order to retain that talent, we don't want to tell them what they do. They feel like they're told. I'm not telling you what to choose. Plus, we have 4 virtual events in addition to the 14. So there's food, there's children, there's everything that you would think of. There's veterans, there's LGBT, you can go to. Some are in the daytime, some are in the nighttime. And I'll tell you something else. Last year, there was a young professional from one of our corporations, and they came in and we were working with the veterans. And she was scared because she was young and they were, old and in wheelchairs. And she comes to me, she goes, "Kim, I'm scared." So I said, "Sit next to me." And she sat next to me and we did music therapy. She was so proud of herself. When we left, we wheeled all the veterans back to their rooms. And I bet you that day, we really didn't talk about it afterwards, but I said, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "I'm so happy." But that company gave her the opportunity to take away a fear. So just the little things that add up are just, we work with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and we made their billboard because the event, we played bingo, they got prizes. I make sure everyone gets prizes. Even if they lose, they get a prize. So we worked for Little St. Nick's, we packed bags for the children in hospitals, but you always make an experience. We have music, we have snacks, we just make everything an experience.
AI is often described as a way to free HR from repetitive tasks so professionals can focus on strategic work. Do you see that happening in practice? And how can HR make sure AI supports rather than replaces the human side of our profession?
So everyone that I talk to about AI in the human resource field are talking about it can't take away what we do, but what it does is it makes outlines and programs to put everything in and takes notes really well and can narrow down by keywords the applicants that I should have conversations with. I really feel, and I'm a recruiter, that you have to talk to that person and feel it, but it can narrow down the people that you won't, talk to. I feel like a lot of times now, if I want to do an outline, if I want to do a speech, if I want to do this, so a lot of those things with the human element. And I asked a lot of people before coming on here what they thought about that. And they were saying more for presentation skills they're using it for within their company that's saving a lot of time, meeting notes, and really making they actually called it a pile of applicants to go to the next level. But as far as I see people just using AI to place the person, I don't see it.
Thinking about the future, what advice would you give to HR professionals who want to grow their career?
So one thing is you have to be present. And I'm just going to go back to the side of human resource management. Every state, every region has a chapter. How are you going to be known? So when I first started in my career, um, 25 years ago, I joined a committee. But people join committees and then people become lazy. Don't be the lazy one. Be the one that raises your hand and takes the initiative to do something. And once you're on a committee and you start doing something and making positive change, yes, it is a volunteer opportunity, but the amount of people that you meet and the amount that you can grow within yourself is huge. So if you're an HR professional, you need to join SHRM, you need to join a committee, and you need to be present. And you will see I saw some, new younger professionals joining over the past year or so, and how involved they are, and how they are getting to be known because they're making a difference. Whatever it is, we have workforce readiness, we have membership, we have, the party planner. It doesn't matter which one, legislative, mentoring. So you pick what's important to you and join and show and go.
What great advice, Kim. Now, how do people follow you online?
Just to follow the Philanthropy Network in New York. If at any time you want to do one of our virtual events, you can sign up and you can just put your email in there. And if it's a virtual event, you can do it for free. We'd love to have you. Save the date for the end of July. We did put it out there for the unconference. If you look on our website, www.pnnewyork.com, you'll see a lot of information. And at any time, reach out to me with any questions you have in staffing, SHRM, or the Philanthropy Network in New York.
Kim, thank you so much for sharing your experiences and your perspective. I know our viewers will take a lot of value from this conversation.
It was so nice being with you today, and I appreciate the opportunity.
And thanks to all of you watching. If you've enjoyed this conversation and want to see more groundbreaking HR discussions, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts. Until next time, keep HR human.